Good day and good bless, students. In this video lecture, we are going to discuss the topic of Module 5, which is the MS Excel formatting worksheets. And with that, we are going to discuss 8 topics such as sheet options, adjust margins, page orientation, header and footer, insert page break, set background, freeze panes, and conditional formatting. Okay, so let's start with the sheet options. MS Excel provides various sheets options for printing purposes like generally cell grid lines, no? Uh, where cell grid lines aren't printed, no? Kung if we have uh, an Excel sheet that we would like to print, but there are no or we would like to print the cell grid lines, no, with that uh, you have to configure the options for the sheet. So if you want your printout to include the grid lines, you can go to page layout, and in the sheet options group here, let me just point this out, this one. All right, so you can also find that in your version of Excel in the page layout. Okay, so pangitaan lang ninyo ang sheet options. And we have two grid or sorry, two options here that we can choose. And each option have sub options or two sub options, like for the grid lines, view naka check siya, no, so that we can view the grid lines, no. And if you want to print the grid lines, you can just check this checkbox beside print option. So for example, no, so we're going to compare. So let's print this one. You can go to file and then click print. So, or sorry, for example here, this one we have just uh, the title and the number on the left side. Let's try to print this one. What to see what it will look like in uh, the page, no, if magprint na ta. So basically mao ni siya ang makita. Okay, so let's try to check the checkbox for the print, and then go to print, and there, so ma-appeal siya og print, no. So mao ni siya makita ninyo inig print ninyo. So you can also do that by clicking this dialog box launcher. Okay, that will show, or that will or another dialog box will pop out for the sheet options. For the print area, here you can set the print area with this option. So click lang ninyo ning arrow up ngay underline to choose, no, uh what cells or what area that you just want to print. Okay, so i-highlight lang na ninyo. Okay, so for example, until 71. And then to lock this one, just click again the arrow, no, from this floating dialog box, and then mobalik na siya diring option. So for the print titles, you can set titles to appear at the top for rows and the left for columns, no. First option here is rows to repeat at the top. So kung click na ko na, and then it will let me choose a row nga that will appear in every page. So mo ni pasabot niya. And also columns nga that will also repeat, no, at the left. Okay. For the print group, we have options here like grid lines. Obviously, it will grid lines. It will make grid lines appear, no, while printing worksheet. For the black and white, uh, if you select this checkbox, you will have your color printer, no, or color printer print the chart in black and white. So as what the label literally means. And for draft quality, this lets you select or allows to print the chart using your printer's draft quality setting. And for the rows and column headings, it selecting this box will allow you to have rows and columns heading to print. Again, it will allow rows and column headings to be printed. You can also add comments and notes here, and cell error as okay. So for the page order, you have two options. It first one is the down then over. It prints the down pages first. No, as what you can see in this preview, the arrow uh, it points from down, from top to down, and then again it will do the same on the next one pages. So down then over. So for the over and down, okay, so it prints right pages first. Okay, so from left to right pages, and then the or uh, and then it comes to print down the down pages. Okay, so if you are or if you want to uh, uh, choose these options for your cell, no, you can just click the following. Okay, so to adjust the margins, no, of your cell, no, if you're going to look at the printed copy or the preview for the print output, no, so makita nato nga na siya margin, no. So margins, by the way, are the unprinted areas along the sides, top and bottom of a printed page. And all printed pages in MS Excel, they have the same margins. Okay, so kung naset na nimo diri, that will be true to all the pages. No, you can specify different margins for different pages. Okay, so to set the margins, where we have first, you can go to the page layout again, and then page setup, group, and then margins drop down list. Okay, so the first drop down list you can see in the page setup group. Okay, so naatay mga already set na mga margins di ari. Okay, we have normal, okay, na ay wide and narrow, and also the last custom setting. So these options are also available when you choose file and then click print. No, you can see here in the settings, you can actually uh, edit the margin options. Okay, so we have orientation. Tara. So last kani siya nga drop down list, which enable you to set up your margins, no. And aside from that, aside from the drop down list, you can also click this button that will lead you to another dialog box which shows more options on your margin. Okay, so for the left, you can decrease or increase uh, the margin size, no? And the moment that you uh, modify the size, no, it you can actually see uh, here, no, in the preview, the changes you made, no, kung i-decrease na ako. Okay, so if I'm going to jump to the right, no, so medyo makakuan siya. Or let's decrease this one, and then also this one. So ano lang. Okay, so let's go to print and see, no, nanipis ang kuan, nanipis ang margin because we have decreased, no, already the margin. Okay, so for the next is what we called is as the page orientation, which refers to how output is printed on the page, and if you change the orientation, the on-screen page breaks adjust automatically to accommodate the new paper orientation. So basically there are just two orientation of the page, the portrait and landscape. So wala siya diagonal ha kay inig print ana, of course duha ra gid na higda or tindog portrait, higda landscape. So makita man pod nimo di ari na siya broken line kung asa ni end ang page. Alright, so changing page orientation, again, you can go to page setup, go to the orientation, and then select from the two options. Or you can, again, you can go to file, print, and then this one, the orientation, where you can see the landscape orientation, no, is already where the landscape orientation is already selected. Okay. Okay, so to change the header and the footer, okay, so makita lang gihapon nato siya sa page setup. Okay, ang header, that is the information that appears at the top of each printed page. No? So header is the word header, so nagi siya sa pinakataas. And footer is the information that appears obviously at the bottom of of each printed page. So by default, new workbooks do not have headers or footers. So in creating nyo og blank sheet, and for example, this is my new workbook which contains two sheets. By default, no, since o if dili na ko i-adjust ang iyang header and footer, wala siya kuan, automatically wala siya header or footer nga ma-include. Okay, to modify the header and footer, you can go to page setup. Okay, and this one, click the dialog box launcher. Okay, at the tabs, we only have 4 tabs here, so obviously choose the header or footer. So okay, so you can choose the predefined header and footer, or you can create your custom, no? So for example, can you see there are predefined here for the header, or you can customize, no? You can create your own left, center, and right. For example, in the right section, let's try to write page number 1. Click okay. So sa taas nga box, this is the output of the customized page or the header. So that will be the same, no, if I'm going to customize, no, the Okay. Diary. This will actually be the same, no? Sa footer, tara. So to customize the footer, you can actually write anything from these three quantity text boxes, and you can change the format text or the text or the format of the text and so on. So let's click OK. No, so let's go to print, and as you can see, makita siya na siya sa taas, upper right corner. So that will appear in every pages. You can also put logo if you like. Now let's try to, okay, put logo. For example lang. So, okay. And then, makita na to sa preview, no? Share logo. So, mo to sa print. Okay, so natabunan siya, no? Okay, we have a very thin margin size. So, let's customize that one. Atong increase para, yeah, makita. Maybe my logo is just a bit large, no? But anyway, you can do that, no? You can put logo or any image at the header or footer. So, balik ta. As you can see here, this format, no? This actually uh displays image, no? If I'm going to uh a predefined header footer or create mine, no? I can just use uh this format, for example, page, no, which displays the page number, or if I'm going to make it pages, it displays the total number of pages to be printed. If I'm going to change this one to date, this will obviously displays the current date and uh, displays the current time. No, if I would like to. Let's see. Yep, so sa taas din na lang ta sa preview. If you're going to look at the preview at the top, that displays the current date and the current time. So also uh, this one, this will display the, sorry, this will display the uh, workbook's complete path and file name. Okay, so file, okay, this format. And if I'm just going to display the workbook name, I can just remove the path, no, to just display the workbook name. And to display the sheet's name, you can use this format, the tab. Okay. So, makita na ninyo ano, after you made an edit on that. So, when a header or footer is selected in page layout view, no, the header and footer on the page layout, all right. So, I'm looking for the options for a while. Okay, where is that? Page layout, and then the header and footer. Scale to fit, print, background, breaks. Okay, diari na lang ta. So, here, in these options, there's a uh, control, no, that let us specify other options, no. For the different odd and even pages, if you're going to check this one, it will specify a different header or footer for the first printed page, no. Kung kanya kong i-click, I can actually write uh I can write a anything, no, on my header on the first page, and then I can display a different one on the second page. Okay, for the different odd, sorry, so nabali ang kon, so actually the different first page, rather, it let you specify a different header or footer, no, for the first printed page, while the different odd and even pages, this will let you specify a different header or footer for odd and even pages. So when you say odd and even pages, so for example, page 1, page 3, and page 5, that is odd pages, and page 2 and 4 and 6, those are even pages. No, kung i-check na to na, this one, kaning pinakauna, uh, it will allow us to specify different header or footer. Okay. For the scale with document, no, kung check ni siya, if atong i-check, the font size in the header and footer will be sized, no, will be scaled, or will be uh, according to uh, your scales, no, sa inyong option. So this option is actually enabled by default, no, kung unsay default nga scaling sa header or footer sa Excel. While align with page margins, no, if check, the left header and footer will be aligned with the left margin, no. Kung i-check na to ni, ang left uh, header and footer ko, no, so this one, kung ako nang i-check, so we have left section, and we have center and the right section, diba? So uh, it means that the left section of the header and the footer will be aligned with the left margin, no. So ganina nakita na to ang output, it was aligned already because this was checked, no, by default. Okay, so to insert page break in your page, okay, so if you don't want a row to print on a page by itself, or you don't want a table, a header row, to be the last line on the page, you can actually control, no, the page breaks. So MS Excel handles page breaks automatically, but sometimes you just want to force page break to either horizontal ba or vertical, so that the report will print the way you want. So for example, if your worksheet consists of uh, lahi-lahi nga sections, no, you may want to print out, or you want to print each section on a separate sheet of paper. Okay, so for example, I have this one, no. So if I'm going to, okay, let's change the orientation, and then let's see kung unsay output niya. So mo na output niya, no. Uh, so naa siya broken line, makita na to, that is the the edge of the margin, no. But pasabot kaning duha ka column diri is outside of your page, which will be printed, no, inighuman ani nila. So what's about ma-separate ni siya. So what are we going to do is just let that as is lang na siya. So let's just assume nga wala na siya labot. Na wala na siya labot sa pag-print. And I just want to, okay, so let's see kung asa mo end. We have 100414. So dira mo end ang page. 100414, but actually there's a broken line where you can recognize kung asa siya mo end. So this row. So diri siya mo end. And this is where your page break is located. Okay, so but I would like that tama na siya 30. No, I would like my page to end at row 30. So to do that, you insert a horizontal page break. Now, for example, if, yeah, so tama na siya dara. So go to page layout, page, again, setup, page setup group, breaks, this one, and then insert page break. Okay, so for example, there is a 31 page break. Okay, let's see if it worked. All right, so naputol siya, no? The last number is 10453. 100, this one. Okay. So make sure your highlighted row will be on the next page, no? So kung si 30 is appeal siya sa first page, make sure dito mo sa 31 mag-highlight. Okay, you can actually do the same for horizontal. Okay? So for horizontal, uh, you of course move the cell pointer to the first row beneath the manual page. Sorry. You move the, or you place uh your mouse pointer, no, or just highlight a column where uh your or this column will be placed on the next page, no. So construction na siya nga column, no. Let's see. Okay, so diri na-appeal siya, but if we want to add page break for this one, okay, na-add na nako. So let's see the output. So nawala siya. So it means naa siya sa pikas nga page. You can actually remove that, no? Pwede niyo i-remove ang page break that you've added. So you can just move the cell pointer to the first row, for first row beneath the manual page breaker, and then choose page layout, page setup, remove page break. Okay, to the first row beneath. Okay. So diara. So remove. Okay. Control P. So nibalik na siya. Cancel. Sorry. To remove all manual page breaks, you can just select reset all page breaks, and then reset. So mabalik na siya sa original. Okay, so to set the background image of your sheet, para naa siya'y background nga image and i-print ninyo, and you may have noticed that here kani siya, kaning background na command, this one, nganong naa na siya dira, because you can actually place a page or background image, no, of your page. So this button, displays a dialog box that lets you select an image to display as background. Okay, let's try that. So, okay, so mo siya magawas. And then, for example, search tag background. So, kung connected lang mo sa internet, you can actually select online pictures. No? For example, kani. O, diba? And, uh, you can insert so the button no displays dialog box that lets you select an image to display as a background no para sa katong ibuhat nako ganina. Placing this control among the other printed related command is very sometimes very misleading no, and background images placed on worksheet are never printed. So let's see kung yep, so wala siya na appeal, di ba? No, so for the sake of viewing ra ba na siya, no, you can actually uh print also that one, no, so pwede na ninyo i-print. So but first, okay, you can another thing that you can place in your background, you can insert shape, word art, or a picture no, on your worksheet, then adjust its transparency. You then copy the image to all printed pages, no, so kana siya tanan na siya background nga image. You can also insert an object in a page header or footer, so as what I have shown you a while ago. Okay, so uh okay, so next is to freeze no the panes no. Nakita ninyo diri sa taas naatay header kani siya kana akong padak-an para maklaro jud siyang header no. Okay, so if you set up a worksheet with row or columns parehas ani with row or column headings para aning sa row 1, these headings will not be visible when you scroll down or to the right, no? So, for example, ako na siya scroll down, mawala gito siya and sometimes dili ta ka memorize kung unsa ni siya nga column. So, this will actually come in handy kani si freezing panes, which freeze panes that keeps the headings visible while we are scrolling through the worksheet. Okay, so to do that, you just select the first row or first column on the row which you want to freeze, or column right to area which you want to freeze. Okay, there is a view tab, makita na to ang command sa freeze panes and then sa freeze pane. So we have three options here and you can select no, which suitable for your options. So freeze panes, this freeze or keep rows and columns visible while the rest of the worksheet scroll no, based on the current selection no, kung asa ang ako ang sitaw gani kani active cell no. So kung ang gusto ninyo is ang top row ra ang ma-freeze, make sure nga you selected the second row no. Kung ang first row ang inyong i-freeze, make sure nga selected ang second row and then choose this command freeze pane, right? Okay, so kung i-scroll po nato siya padulong sa right no, if we want to retain no this number para makabalta unsa ni nga number ani nga row, even if we scroll to the right para makita gyapon nato. Instead nga I'm going to place the or click the cell. You can actually unfreeze na ako. You can actually go to the second column but to the second row. Diari siya. So, freeze panes. Okay, so in-scroll down ako, mukuyog ang top row. And then, scroll to the left, mukuyog po ang first nga column. So, some options here like freeze top row. So, this will automatically freeze the top row and freeze the first column. And lastly, for the conditional formatting, this enables you to format a range of values so that the values outside certain limits are automatically formatted. Okay, medyo na-bother ko sa background. Atos lang sanang i-delete. Okay, para limpyo. Okay, go to Home tab to uh, uh, modify the conditional formatting. And then the style group, this one. So, na I drop down nga mga options dira. And then choose conditional formatting. Okay, so there are various conditional formatting options here. No, for the first one is called highlight cell rules. Okay, so it opens a continuation menu with various options, no, for defining the formatting rules that highlight the cell in the cell selection that contains certain values or text or dates, or that they have values greater or less than a particular value, or that fall within a certain ranges of values, no, like greater than, less than, between, equal to, and so on. Okay, suppose we want to find a cell, no, with zero or with amount zero or no value, insured value, and based on our example, uh, you can choose highlight cell rules and equal to, no. So first you highlight the column and then conditional formatting and then equal to, for example, 928 300. Okay, so kung i-click ang okay, so automatically ma-highlight siya, pangitaon niya ang kato siya nga value. So for some options here like for example, okay, greater than, for example, greater than 2 million. Okay, so i-highlight pod niya ang katong cell that is that are greater than the input number. So that's for the highlight cell rules, and there are more, no, like less than that which works the same, but less than lang siya sa value ng akong input, and between. Okay, so between this one, for example, this this value and this value, I can actually change the color, no, yellow fill with dark yellow text, for example. Okay, so okay, makita ninyo na-highlight siya. Okay, so also na ay what we call as the top or bottom rules. So it opens a continuation menu with various options for defining the rules that highlights the top and bottom values, no. Also percentage 9% and above and below average values in the cell selection. Okay, so wala may percentage dire, no. Okay, so this only works with so okay ra ni siya. So suppose we want to highlight the top 10%, no, rows. uh with this option, for example, kaning 10%, top 10%. Okay, let's choose green. Okay, so ma-highlight ang top 10, no, top 10% rows based on the values. Okay, so kung sa tong mga pinakataas nga value, of course, i-measure niya or i-determine niya unsa tong pinaka taas, and then the 10, no, the 10% of our values here. For okay, so for data bars, it opens a palette with different color that you can apply to the cell selection to indicate their values relative to each other, no, by clicking the data bar thumbnail, no. So for example, kana, so makita na to ang uh, more progress bar, no, ang porma niya. Okay, pwede pod solid fill or gradient para sa kung giselect kanina. For color scales, another palette again with different 3 and 2 colored scales will appear that we can apply to the cell, to indicate the values relative to each other. Okay, so kana siya. So kung duol na siyang value, medyo duol ra pud siya color. Kung layo siyang value, medyo layo po siya color from other cell. And also for the icon sets, again, it opens a palette with different sets of icons that you can apply, to the cell selection, or to the cell selection to indicate their values. Okay, for directional, na shapes, na indicators, and na ratings. Pwede pod kani na uh, diagram, no. So kung i-click na ko na, okay, so na siya icon nga magawas. There's new rule here, which opens to the new formatting rule dialog box, where you can define a custom conditional formatting rule to apply to the cell selection. So we have here, now based on your based on your preferences. Okay, for the clear rules, obviously this will remove the conditional formatting rules for the cell selection by clicking this one, no, clear clear rules from selected cells, or you can clear rules from the entire worksheet or from this table alone. Okay, and for manage rules, this is where you can edit and delete particular rules, no, as well as adjust their rule precedence by moving them up or down. So dili ka mag-manage, mag-create, mag-edit, or mag-delete, and mag-view sa imong conditional formatting rules nga gibuhat. Okay. All right, so hopefully those topics are clear to you, no? And The next topic will be on um we're going to work on with formulas, no? So I think this is all for now for this video lecture.